and welcome to a birdie match between Joel and Brent. We don't actually know if this is what birdie is, but we played this anyway. They're hitting it back and forth in the air. Joel hit it down and Brent will not get it. Joel will get a point. Brent serves. Joel hits it back to him. Brent hits it way up in the air. Joel sends it back and Brent will send it way to the porch. Joel serves. Brent sends it to his side and Joel will not get it in time. Brent got a point. Joel serves and it will hit the sidewalk. Brent serves. Joel hits him. Brent will miss. Joel will get a point. Joel hits. Brent hits. Joel will not get there in time. And Brent will get the point. If Joel didn't go for that, it probably would have been his point because I was still on Brent's side. Brent hits it up. Joel hits it back. And Brent will miss, but it won't count because it hit their driveway. Joel misses and it goes to Brent. They're hitting. Joel hits and it will get to Brent's side. It's 3-3. Brent hits it far. Joel thought it was going over the fence, but it does not, and it stays. Joel spikes down, but those don't count. Brent hits and he will not get there in time. Brent got another point and Joel spikes down. That will not count. Brent serves. Joel hits it. Brent misses. It will be Joel's point. Brent serves to Joel. Joel hits it back. It's going back and forth. Joel had a perfect opportunity there, but he does not take it, and he will not get a point. He saves it with his hand. What the heck just happened? That will be Joel's point because it will not go to his side. But what the heck? Brent hits it. It will be Joel's point once again. Brent, Joel. Brent will get a point because Joel will not hit that in time. Joel hits to Brent. Brent hits it, and Joel gets it. And, oh, he barely misses that. Brent's point. Joel hits. Goes wide. For a point, it looks like. And Brent will hit it to the pavement. We do apologize for this camera angle where you cannot see the full field. We were filming this on the roof of a Subaru because I did not bring my tripod to record this or my camera. I was doing this on my phone. Brent, Joel. Joel knocks it down. That'll be Brent's point. Brent, Joel. Joel nips it, but it won't go any point because it's on the sidewalk. Joel will serve. Joel serves. Brent hits. And it stays on his side. Joel will get a point. Brent hits to Joel. Joel hits it back. It'll go on, it looks like. And Brent to Joel. Back to Brent. And it will go out to the sidewalk. Brent, Joel. Back to Joel. Joel misses and it will hit the grass. Brent's point. Joel hits all the way to the sidewalk. What was that hit? Brent hits. Joel hits it back. And he barely misses. Brent will get another point. Joel hits it back. Brent hits to the side. Joel's point. Joel to Brent. Back to Joel to Brent. Way up in the air. Joel hits. Brent hits. Joel hits. Brent hits, and he's using that side ability. This is not fair to Joel at all. He's using that bigger side, and Brent will hit it to the pavement. Joel hits. Brent hits it back. This is going back and forth. Joel hits. Brent hits it back, but Joel get it, and Brent will get a point. Joel cannot get there in time. He's complaining how he tripped on a bush, and Joel will just get a point from that. Brent loses a point. Well, Joel gets a point. Joel hits, and he will score. That will be the end of the video. Bye-bye.